boards. Yeah, it's been an interesting first couple of games. I think we've got 4 more rounds coming up.
Yeah, 4 more rounds. 1 more round of Swiss, then 3 of
the cut. Yes,
it's in eliminations.
Yeah, so here for another 4 hours. Which is nice. I mean, we would have liked a bigger turnout, and we have been pushing this, but I think us being probably it's a bit far to travel for some people.
It is a bit out of the way, so it's nice to see some people have travelled.
It's nice to see that. Also, I think Magic Game Day, because of the clash there, it might have caused some problems. Not sure if there are many Magic players. There's banning Magic players that play Dice Masters as well.
8 is still a very fair turnout.
Yeah.
I imagine quite a few regions, I believe, had less of this, but so we're doing it for one more I believe one more would have given us an extra Nationals place to do out, but
oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So someone will get a National qualification, and the nice thing is someone will definitely get it. If someone who already got it wins the tournament, it will go down to a next place, and so on.
Yes. So Chava was just giving us an update. We've got an attack on Corelia coming up, so there's a slim chance for the rebellion still. After all, rebellions are built on hope.
Well, good luck to you there.
Yeah, good luck to you there. We hope that you swing it back for the rebels. At least I hope you do. I'm being a rebel player myself. But yeah, so that's the events we have coming up at Athena over the next couple of weeks. November's events are being filled out now. Well, when I get back on holiday,
you're off on holiday after this, aren't you? Or
yes,
a week off.
Yes. No, I'm not putting on a Hawaiian shirt. I'm going anywhere. I'm not going to be putting on shorts or anything. I'm literally just having a week off.
Very deserved.
Yeah,
from everyone.
Well, thank you. I think there's people here who deserve it more, but yeah, it's nice to have a break every now and then. So yeah, I'm actually really interested in these promos.
Yeah,
I really like
for a few weeks.
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, I love the Captain America one, especially since it's actually not him in his Captain America garb. It's him as his shield outfit, which is nice.
I do go through a lot, especially Captain America has so many cards. I do go through a lot of different variations of him. But the ability on him is quite nice. It is, if we net it up on the screen, hopefully.
Yeah, Captain America as
Super Soldier. Like I say, we've got a lot to go through.
Wow, there's a lot of Captain Americas in
Yes.
I completely underestimated just how many Captain Americas are in this game. Have a look at this, people.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that.
Top 110 isn't, and I believe a couple of them are some of the what ifs. So we have Shannon Carter as a Captain America, which is quite a fun card. And above that, we have Captain America with Mjolnir.
Yeah, of course, because he Mjolnir. It was correct, but yeah.
One of the what ifs. Then these are just the what if cards, which are very fun.
Yeah, but the actual one we're getting today is this one, which is Captain America Super Soldier. While active, prevent all but 1 damage to you from any action or character abilities.
Yes, this can be a very nice card. Against the Lantern teams we've seen, it will prevent a lot of the damage coming through. Captain America cards tend to be quite defensive, as befitting of his character, and a few of them have seen play before. This one could see play if people are too scared of Lantern Ring.
Yeah, because Lantern Ring essentially will stop all but 1 damage.
Yes, so you only hit 1 damage per person.
It essentially is a counter to that very card.
Yes.
Let's move on to the DC. That's our part of the top 2. Let's move on to the DC equivalent of that top 2 we get, which is Constantine. So you may think, oh, we've seen Constantine. No, it's not. It's the anti-hero version. So
it's still a good card.
Still a very good card.
While he's active once per turn, at the end of your opponent's roll and reroll step, you may make that opponent reroll an action die. This is either one he's just rolled or one that's already in his field zone. So it's very good counter against Lantern Min. If they have left that Lantern Min in there, you make them reroll it. If it comes up energy, they don't have another chance to reroll it. So at the end of a roll and reroll step. Or if they're trying to hit an imprisoned or something to carry your stuff, make them reroll it. A half chance of missing is very good, and it's often a hard decision. Because in Dice Masters, you only have one of a named character on your list.
Yes.
So you only have 1 Constantine, 1 Captain America, so on and so forth. So
that makes sense, you know.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. But if you have a Hellblazer, you cannot have an anti-hero. So it can be a decision between the two of them.
The one thing about Constantine is he's not got very good... he's got an okay attack and an okay defense. On his higher
is a cheap character.
He's cheap, yes. You can, at most, you pay 1 energy to field him.
And you only pay 2 to buy him.
And you only pay 2 to buy him. So he's cheap, and he gets some... He puts a spanner in the works of your opponent, essentially.
So yeah, all of them are actually quite good, all Constantine cards. If we go up to the uncommon, which is less seen, it still has seen some play, and it has a very... the uncommon, the Con Artist one. See, Constantine is one of the few cards where all 3 cards I can see it being played. This one, you name a character before you draw. If you draw and roll it, you may field it for free, so some of these big fielding costs, get them in for free.
Well, that's brilliant if you know what's coming next turn.
Especially with things like Rip Hunters now. That's a very nice combo card. You can use all 3 of these Constantines. Super Rares probably still seen the most, but all of them are very useful cards, and it's very nice to see all stages of a character being useful.
Next is Wonder Girl. So another DC alum there. Yes. Wonder Girl.
This is the Teen Titans Wonder Girl.
Yeah, Cassie Sandsmark. There we go. Yeah, so she's a Teen Titans character, as noted by the Teen Titan icon there. When a Wonder Girl is active, when a Teen Titans character is targeted, you may choose an opponent's character die as the new target for that attack.
It can be very amusing, because she's only a 2-cost again, so she's cheap to at least buy. A bit more expensive to field, as we can see, but that effect, which is even better than Maven for stopping abilities, because you can just make your opponent hit themselves, basically, if they try and do anything. So, Dwarf Wizards, you can make them blank one of their own dice, Magic Missile, do that.
That's nasty. Yes. That is a nasty.
Yeah, and it's all targeting, so it's not just globals, it is for action die as well, or vice versa. So it is a very nice effect if you run on a Teen Titans list. Slightly less useful in other lists than Maven, because Maven also protects your master characters, but still really nice and really fun to do.
Mm. We also have Ronin.
Yes.
Which I'm also wondering which Ronin it is.
It is
we have several Ronin. Well, I mean, like in the continuity. Yeah. You know,
I don't know in the continuity. It's not Hawkeye, because Hawkeye is a different card, I don't believe, but I don't know if possibly comic fans can tell which one that is, because I believe most of these are taken from comic shots or similar.
I feel really bad that I don't know which Ronin it is.
Sorry, last night I missed a Star Trek reference, so I know you're feeling.
Fair enough. Ronin, Lone Warrior. While Ronin die is active, once per turn you may KO a Ronin die you control to prevent all damage from one source to your character or a character die you control.
Yeah, it is a misprint. It is you.
Yeah.
This is where it did come up again. Slightly bad test sometimes, but it is your character control. It is a very nice card. It's uncommon, so it's very accessible.
It is worth noting they did actually fix that on the actual card.
Yes.
So if you actually look at the actual card, they did reprint it. It should say you there,
which is nice.
But
Ronin is nice. One of the good tricks with him is you block another character with him. And if two characters attack you block one character with Ronin, then you KO that Ronin to prevent damage from the other character. Because in Dice Masters, I will say, once a character is blocked, it will stay blocked no matter what happens. So if you KO a character that's blocked in, damage still doesn't go through. It is, in this sense of game, same as some games, different than others. Depends on what game you're playing. But in this one...
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, you can KO that Ronin, block two characters essentially, and send one to the use pile. I will also want to point out to the Super Rare Ronin, while we're up there, because has a similar ability, and I don't think I see him play now, but can very easily see play. It is, instead of being KO'd, you just redirect the damage to Ronin, so it's slightly more wide range in use. So it's a slightly better, but still, the 401 is still very useful and a lot easier to have than a Super Rare. I don't have a Super Rare yet, but I'd be happy playing the uncommon in a list.
Redirect damage, does that mean that if you can block with someone low, but then redirect the damage to Ronin?
Yeah. So you can block with Ronin and someone else and then redirect more to him if he's then knocked out anyway, or various things like that. So it's basically the same, but he doesn't always die in this case, which is slightly better.
Yeah. Big Entrance is our first action card, which this is going to the top 8, so everyone's going to get one of these anyway.
It's a very nice. It is a very fun action card. Seen in quite a few of the more aggressive lists, so has quite a long test unfortunately. So, firstly, when it's purchased, it can go straight to your dice pad, which is very nice. Skips a step, allows you to get a second turn potentially, and just speeds up your entire game plan. But when it's used, all your dice you buy that turn cost one less to purchase. Very nice. Cost reductions are the same as Vamp in a different way, so we'll just make everything cheaper. But the main thing is every dice you buy goes to your bag, so it speeds you up hugely and just skipping the use pile like that.
It's a big entrance, exactly what it is.
Yeah, a big entrance. We saw it on Thursday with Chris's Dryana list. I don't think we're seeing it again today, but it is a very playable card in as meta if you want to go more aggressive with your dice.
It does speed up play quite a lot, but I think its cost is that it's an action card.
Action die takes up one of your... we're doing a call on the Ronin pictured in the card. It is, in fact, Clint Barton we're...
That's Hawkeye.
Yeah, that is Hawkeye, so I was wrong about that. But but there's also Hawkeye, which is, I believe, either before or after Ronin, so... Yes, formerly Ronin. We have a formerly Ronin Hawkeye as a different card, but thank you for that clarification, because I don't know the comics as well as that. So, our next promo, I believe...
The Frontline Basic Action.
Yes.
Which, this is actually... That's the normal version. This is the alt art version, which I'll hold up.
I do like the alt art.
It's a very nice... It's a foil, but it's Captain America.
Yes, and it does look very cool. Bit Frontline you will see on some teams. It's a lot rarer to buy it at the moment. Because there's a beholder, which I believe Charlotte may be running, which can just use basic action die abilities. So you'll see that on this kind of team. Buffs all your unblocked characters by a huge amount, as we said. It also has a small ability to probably just deal damage. You pay a fist, You can choose an opponent counter. They can't block unless your opponent pays 1 life. It's a small cost, but it allows you to do a damage for a fist, basically.
Yeah, it's
a lot of the time.
It's worth it, I think.
Yeah, if you have spare fists, it's never a bad thing.
We now move on to the participation prizes.
Yeah,
These are sketch variants.
Everyone's going to get these again, but everyone at any event gets these. So.
Yes. First one is Beast Boy, which is another Teen Titans card. It's Beast Boy Gar. So there's the normal card. The sketch art variant is very simple. It's blank. So insert picture here.
Yep, whatever you want to draw, or if you wanted an artist to draw. I've seen some good pictures, I've seen some funny pictures. There are some good ideas out there.
I'm almost tempted. I'm almost tempted right now.
Personalised Athena one.
Almost tempted.
No, it's a fun card for Sadness. It's a Teen Titan again, so we've seen quite a few Teen Titans actually. While you have Fist in your reserve pool, Beast Boy gains +2 attack and +2 defense. It's quite nice, you can get quite big quite quickly. See, if you have a Fist in reserve pool, he becomes a 6/6, which is a mono bigger. You don't tend to see above 8/8, tends to be the max score dice.
While you have Fist in your reserve pool, Beast Boy gets +2 attack and +2 defense, excluding wilds. It has to be exactly a fist, which is fair because if you get a wild, you would always save that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think forcing the fist is a nice idea because then you have to buy them as well first.
Yeah, you still have to buy them for free, and then you have to keep a fist back. Fists not as often used for a lot of globals in this game. There's a few good fist globals, but a lot of them are masks, shields, bolts.
Okay. Again, very thematic. The idea that he can change.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I do like that. That's really nice. And also, not bad stats either. He's very cheap to buy. Yeah. 4 attack, 4 defense is not fantastic, but if you add the +2, that's 6 overall. That's not bad.
He's quite nice for aggressive Teen Titans lists. You probably won't see him much outside of Teen Titans, but in Teen Titans, he's a nice card to go into.
Vibranium Shields.
Right, which
again,
one do we have here?
Sketch variant.
Yes. So if we get up to that one, it is one of a kind. That's what Vibranium Shield is.
Oh, it is indeed one of a kind. There we go. At the start of your attack step, choose an energy type. This turn, characters of that type take no damage.
Pretty fun. I will point out, as it's an action die, you can only use it on your turn. So this will be when you're attacking. Basically, you can choose things that will get blocked and they won't die. So it's quite nice to save any things. A bit high cost of added 4. I'd say it's probably the least playable of the promos we've seen, unfortunately, but for other better Vibranium Shields. The global's quite nice. If you have spare shields, you can just save yourself some damage.
Yeah. It's nice.
Save your tower to some damage.
Yeah,
as well,
it's more there for when you roll shields and you don't need them. It's like, well, I'll keep them back. You know, you roll shields, you reroll them. I still got shields. I'll just keep them back because I might as well see if I can prevent damage coming in.
Yeah.
Can you spend it multiple times? I see you can. Yeah.
Unless it says once per turn, you can always do it multiple times.
Cool. So you could just block quite a bit of damage coming in there at that point.
And since if you leave it going through unblocks, it'll go through use bar and you can still potentially take no damage, but still. Probably the weakest, but still a very nice set of cards. Most of them usable in some regard or other.
It's a very nice collection of cards.
Can be better from promos from other games. Promos can be a lot worse. So.
We do have side event cards, which I will show off because although there is no side event clip because of course we've got 8 players and a top 8 cut.
Yes,
it's
possible we can get one after the first round, but we'll see what the players want to do. It'll be. Going into an event.
I think a physically exhausting day like this probably would see people saying, "I'm done for the day."
It is something which is not often commented. Like longer games like this isn't even the longest day because when a reasonable 4 could easily be 4 rounds. If we'd have another player, this would be 4 rounds. That's 7 games, lasting an hour each. That can be very draining and can force some mistakes. Right?
Yeah.
For example, from a different game, I was hearing some Force of Will tournaments. The last 2 big regionals for Force of Will had a player eliminated in top cuts because of a rules mistake or something like that instead of just being in the game. Like someone just shuffled the 1 card into one of their decks.
Oh dear.
And that got them a game loss, which is unfortunate, but it happens, you're tired. It is one of the things about this game, so any game.
The side event cards, we've got plenty of them, and what we'll probably do is we'll probably supplement these for future events for Dice Masters. I know that we're going to have a Dice Master sometime in the month, of course. Nice. We usually have 2 Dice Masters events a month. So probably supplement our prize pool along with my tray full of OP kits.
Yes.
With,
we have all the OP kits to play, basically.
All the OP kits! Which is fine, because it means that's why we do 2 a month now.
Yes.
That's the plan. Okay, so let's start with D&D, since I'm less enthusiastic at D&D. But it's still a good card.
It has a lot of good cards in D&D, and it was a set that's got me started, so...
Yeah, and it's a Prismatic Spray. We've seen this before. The lesser spell, which is the full variant, so the same art, just foil.
Nice and shiny card. Very nice card. Very nice control card. Blanch your opponent's counters. Stops their globals, stops their counter abilities.
Yeah, all your opponent's characters lose all their card attacks in the next turn. Interesting point is that the card art is slightly different. You actually have the logo just there, which you don't on the original
Yeah, the
version.
foil logo, which is nice, and I believe the other ones have something similar.
Yes, they all have something similar. Yes, yeah. So
Prismatic Display, which is just an action card. We have Slander, which is a basic action card.
I like this card because it's so. Even if it does have an ugly mug on it, not that I can say much about this one, but
Slander's a fun card. All of these cards are about losing ability test. This is just one target opposing character, so it has to be one on the field, and it has quite a fun level to deal a bit of damage back if you're taking too much damage from. But it's nice and cheap as well.
Yeah, very
cheap. So it's
cheap.
2 cost. It's a basic action. It doesn't take up one of your 8 slots.
Yeah.
It does mean your opponent can buy it as well. So it's
that is true. Target opposing character loses its ability text until
it's another bland. It's a targeted bland, so it's only 1 card, but sometimes that 1 card's all you need.
That's all you need sometimes. Global, pay first when fielded or when this character attacks, ability damages you. Deal 1 damage to target opponent.
So you've seen plenty of those. Sarvina, Lantern Min, it technically counts as a when attacked ability, as it's been ruled, so that would you could pin some damage back from that. The Manticore, the Hellhound, whatever else you want to do. There's some when fielded abilities with dual damage as well. So,
And the final one, everyone's favourite Congetinite. Kryptonite,
this is
the Green Death.
Yes. Number 2 toss Blanking. This one blanks everything again on target character dice, but it blanks the card instead of just a character, so I believe that one gets rid of global abilities when the other one may not. I'd have to check that, but has a minor effect on Superman. But
Superman characters.
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially stops can't block, which actually is a very nice thematic effect.
Yeah.
Makes sense, and it's not too bad ability, though it might hamper people actually bringing Superman characters. Then again, someone has to bring it.
Yeah.
So
it'll be nice instead for drafters. You'll see a lot of Superman characters. That comes from the World's Finest set, which is very themed around Superman versus Batman. So there's a lot of Superman characters in there. Just to address TG Bozilla's point, we wanted to do a top 4 cut. However, the event system seems to want to assist us doing a top 8.
Yeah. The event system insists on us doing a top 8 cut, and unfortunately there's no way for us to add McBison's 4 times into the event.
Yeah.
It's one of those unfortunate situations which we want to run it like a top 4,
Doesn't
but
make sense.
we can't. So it's one of those very awkward situations where WizKids has not thought about what if there is only 8 players. Which I guess is them maybe thinking, of course there'll be more than 8 players.
Yeah.
But even at the same time, I think it's a little bit presumptuous of them to not consider the possibility.
Possible we just missed something, but we've asked everyone here and almost experienced people with it, and they don't know a way to do it. So that is the way it's unfortunately being run.
And besides,
You're right.
I see it as something like, at least then everyone gets the game, everyone walks away with one of the top 8 prizes as well. Everyone also gets to be here for the entirety of the tournament.
Everyone gets an extra game. Since we're only doing 3 rounds, an extra game isn't a bad thing. If we had more players, it would be an extra game Swiss. So
Yeah,
you can see it
so
like that.
they kind of have the same amount of games anyway.
Yeah.
So it kind of hello, Mr. Tanner.
3 rounds of Swiss or 4?
3 rounds is 8 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8, 4, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe we will be hopefully starting back up soon if all the players have got back from their lunch breaks. So hopefully we'll get to see whatever next round brings us, and we'll get to show you some new games.
Yeah, it should be fantastic. So yeah, it's anyone that sticks out to you. Like I know we didn't have Sharp last time, but maybe we can have her this time.
Sure, she has an interesting take on the beholder list, which should be quite good.
Thing is, she might be paired against Dan
Or Dan or Ben. We've been by one of the other pairs, but Dan or Ben will try and rotate things around so you don't see the same.
But we will
pairs
try and
everywhere.
keep things rotated because, to be fair, when we get to top cut, we'll probably be following a player through to the end. Top table most likely, but yeah.
So we don't have players we haven't seen yet, so we can keep track of those and keep those in mind when seeing the pairings.
Yeah, so that's the important thing, is that we are tied to the WizKids event system because we have to report things via the event system. Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be a change of way to do it, or there'll be somewhere
Well,
else.
apparently, other WizKids opens were able to do it, so I don't get why. Hello, Mr. Turner.
I believe we have the pairings.
For the
If you know how to do it, then let us
the
know.
final. If you don't have to do it, let us know because then we can change things up.
I mean, do you want to have that one now? That you wanted?
Yeah, Charlotte versus Phil. That
Yes.
sounds good.
Cool.
Good.
So we have 2 players
Good.
we haven't seen yet, which is another good sign. So we have 2 regulars actually, which is the first time.
Chris, Check settings and win. See if there's anything we can do about that top 8 cut thing. 'Cause apparently there's a setting or something.
I wouldn't say that. I was going to search for it when I started doing the rounds.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Right, so we are doing a bit for that, but we'll do our best. We do want a top 4 as well. It makes more sense.
Yeah. Also, there's also a timing issue because we're extending our opening hours today just to be able to fit this in. So the draft couldn't run after so we kind of want to avoid overrunning the event even more than we need to because we usually close at 5. And if the draft were to run onwards and overrun, then it's kind of a difficult position. But we'll do what we can. Like I say, our point is to try and get the best experience for everyone who attends. And to be fair, I think having everyone play is a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, we can still use. To be fair, they've given us many more cards than they need. Than they probably needed to.
Cards, so we'll be fine either way. But no, we have. So the next round, like we said, coming up soon. 2 locals, Phil and Charlotte, or Lottie, as we tend to know her here. Lottie went to nationals last year. I can't remember how she did, but she at least qualified for nationals, which is nice. And Phil got to top 8 in my last regionals, actually, where I faced him in the first round and I felt slightly bad about knocking him out, but that's just how the game goes.
That's how it goes sometimes. Gotta play the game.
Yeah, play the game as we can, but so Lottie is our first example actually of the Beholder list, which I've been making oblique references to. So before the game starts, if we can do it with Beholder, if we can get that up on screen as well, that'll be good.
Sure.
It is the Beholder Master of Elevation. It's a huge card. It's a 7-toss card, so huge to get to sometimes, but it's very good card. Has been taking quite a few of these opens by storm.
Mm-hmm. So Beholder cards.
Yes, it is the Beholder Master Aberration.
Beholder.
Yes, if we go up. So basically, it's a master card. It has the same dice sides as the other one we saw, though it's a slightly different card. But it costs a lot more this time, obviously. So hopefully we can get.
Yeah, just work on this because.
Finn with the stream. I'm asking to do very awkward Finn, so please bear with us while we get this up on the stream.
You had to pick now, didn't you?
Yes, I had to pick right now.
You had to pick right now.
It seemed good to go over it, because we haven't seen one, and it's someone we want to talk about because it's been taking some of the Wizards Opens, especially in America, by storm, and it is a very powerful card with a very interesting ability. So we have, if this is the first die assigned to attack this turn, you may immediately use each of the basic action die abilities without burst once if you evolve those dice. So the first thing to point out, that first statement means you only use the die each ability once. If you attack with 2 Beholders, it still only goes off once. That's basically what it means. The second one is really interesting. So you'll see this mainly with Imprisoned and Frontline. So Frontline we saw earlier, Imprisoned I mentioned captures a lot of your opponent's field, if not all of it. It tries to bland the board and goes through with a big hit very quickly. However, the troublesome thing is you have to use your opponent's basic actions as well. So sometimes, it won't come on this one, but sometimes you saw both Ben and Dan playing the Oppression Begins cards, not out all zero field and toss characters. That is in there as a tech against this Beholder matchup. So Beholder will have to use that card, often knocking himself out. And often knocking out a lot of the rest of the field, so they run a lot of zero toss field and characters to get them out quickly. So that is a tech against this card. You also use Fireball, which deals 2 damage to everything. So that again, it won't often knock out Beholder, but knock out most of the things with it. So Beholder will be spinning through by himself, which is a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or there is another one which I can't remember, which makes you only choose 1 character each and keep that character. So again, reduce them down to 1 character. But in this one, Phil doesn't have any of those, so this may be a bit of an uphill matchup for him. But we did see this Beholder come up during the Swiss round, so we need a feel for it. Got a lot of interesting tech cards in the rest of Charlotte's list, actually. So often you'll see this just go purely for speed. Sorry.
That?
So just change it up. But in this one, she's got some anti-tech cards like the Cold Gun there, which is used to slow your opponent down and just get rid of anything bad that's stopping her, basically. Gargano is not often seen because, as we saw before, that has to attack every turn. So if you want to try and build up a board and then swing bid, it's often a bit of an awkward card to play around because it may just go straight to the use pile without doing anything. But it does gain attack quickly, so that's something. And we got the Elf Thief, which you've seen, and the Morphin Jar just as a cheap character. Robinson,
yes.
I believe. What was it, Bob? Yeah. Yes. Well, on Phil's side, we have Asami coming back again. This is, I believe, the same list as he took to the regionals before, so he did well with it then. Hopefully he can do well with it now. I believe. Let's see. We need to get some standards up, so I don't believe we have. We need to keep that before. I believe. Phil at least was on 1 win and 1 loss. Yeah, he went up against Ben Stott the first round and lost the loss there. I don't know what Lottie is on. We'll have to try and get back to that. And thank you, TG Bozilla, on messaging Matteo. If you can get anything, that would be great. So we'd love to hear how to just do a top 4 cut. 2 Mr. Sips, we haven't seen it yet. We'll have to look for that. Posts on Facebook can be a bit awkward.
Yeah.
They appear in all kinds of different places as far as I'm aware.
I don't see any problem with sharing the team list. I'd have to talk to the players about that, but I
imagine quite a few of them will be okay. Just
yeah,
you know Ben Stott, imagine he'll be fine. He's done stuff before, but I imagine most of them they're fine with it being on stream, so we can't be keeping it too much of a secret.
I'm going to go and find out from what standings are.
Yes, so we'll find out the standings for Lottie, and we'll confirm that at the end, and we'll try and get a message to you. If you send a message to the Athena page, we'll be able to sort that out for you, hopefully. So Phil's list, we've got an interesting list. We've got Sarmina for the early aggro, as we saw before from Suzanne. Very good at getting those early damages through. Got some standard cards in the Elf Thief and the Dwarf Wizard. So control cards, Steal Energy, Feel for Free, blank cards off the Dwarf Wizard. All very standard cards. We've got some interesting tech cards though in the Halfling Thief and the Human Paladin. The Halfling Thief, as opposed to the Elf Thief, it has the same stats on all the dice. However, when you field it, your opponent, if I can get it up, if I can hopefully work Elliot's streaming system, if not, we'll get it up soon. But if I reach over and try and get up the Halfling Thief, I'll at least be able to tell you what it does. So when you field it, your opponent draws 2 dice, and you choose whether the dice go back to the bag or to the use pile. This is something that doesn't come up much in Dice Master, but controlling your opponent's bag can be very powerful. If they're relying on a character or an action dice to come up through the bag, and you get rid of it back to the use pile, that delays it for another 3-4 turns potentially. And if you just get sighted, you can just throw them back in the bag, your opponent has a bad draw coming up. So, very powerful effect. Free toss, so a bit hard to get out, but can be very good. We also have a Human Paladin. So again, we're seeing a lot of these D&D cards. Human Paladin, I believe, is a defensive card, if I know the one he has picked. It is the Lesser Emerald Enclave. I've just been getting up some of the information about the cards.
I can't see it, sadly. Yeah, it's 1-1 for both of them.
I know I can't say it. I'll at least read it. So
That's true.
I was just checking the exact variants. Just a couple of the cards on Phil's list we don't often see, and I was just making sure I had the right variants for each.
Cool.
So, like I was saying, the Halfling Thief just controls the bad. The Human Paladin is a defensive card, which once we can up, we'll get it up on stream for you this time so you can actually see it, and we can go back to the Halfling Thief as well to show you that so you can see the exact card. If we can get the overlay up now.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go, perfect. So if we can take a look at the Human Paladin, which should be good enough to get.
Should be fine. Let's just get rid of this.
Yeah.
Human Paladin is which one?
Lesser Emerald Enclave.
Lesser Emerald Enclave.
Yes.
Bing.
So we have a defensive card here. While it's a sea of experience, which means it's an adventurer. And we see that while it's active, your characters in the field cannot be affected by global abilities.
I'm started.
Right.
Everyone, is it Chris? Is what one of them said.
What was that?
Is it? Is the blogger Chris? Is what one of them said.
True Mr.
Yes.
6.
Yes, that is. Ben said no. I don't know if it's a joke.
Okay, there you go. Ben is not allowed his list to be sent out. Apparently, we'll see what we can do about that.
We'll see what we can do about
I'm
that.
sure it's all a good jest.
Yes, I know. We'll find out.
Just
yeah.
watch the stream, get it from there. It's fine.
All but Ben. But to be fair, it's on stream, so
yeah. This one, but understand about the Human Paladin. Defensive, stops global abilities like the Mr. Fantastic or like the Magic Missile from affecting your characters. Similar to the Raven we've seen before, and similar to the Electra. Another nice defensive character. And that global, which we saw in a similar ability on the Captain America. Pair shield, reduce the damage you take from a counter's ability to 1. So that's very good against the Lantern Winds, against some of the other cards you see. You can just reduce ability damage down a huge amount.
Very much so.
Yes.
And it's like Lottie's taking the second turn.
Yeah, so we've seen two
purchased already from Phil.
2 Elfies purchased quickly. We have a Morphin Jar was a Rip Hunters in by Lottie, so she's following that this turn. So she's trying every energy quickly. The whole team tries to be quite quick getting out its win condition. If you're allowed to get its global to use its globals, it can just run over you very quickly, as I found out to my deficit. It is possible to play around, and like I said, if you're back dead of it, you can base an action, tech against it, but it can be very scary otherwise. But just to finish up with this, while Lottie's taking her turn, See, the Beholder and Professor X we've seen before on Phil's list. However, Holt is a card which is fallen out of favour a bit. It is the Green Goliath Holt. 6 cost, fist counter, I believe.
Hilt.
It is the Hilt.
It's a Hilt.
Hilt Green Goliath.
It's a Hilt Green Goliath.
So it's a huge character, but while it's active, whenever either you or Holt takes damage, it deals 2 damage to each opposing character. Or on a burst phase, which is as low 2 phases, it deals 3 damage instead. This is paired with a magic missile global, so you can pin your own Holt to wipe boards quite nicely.
That's nasty.
So it's a nice control card.
Nasty.
It is a high cost, like I said, which is a bit of why it's fallen out of favour. James has done a bit quick for it now, but it's still a very nice card and very nasty if you're not expecting it, and if you can get to it.
It's one Goliath of a card.
Yeah. See Lottie finish up a turn, I believe. She has a... I believe it's another Morphin Jar? No, it can't be another Morphin Jar. I'm trying to see what... it is a cold gun, I think. Actually.
So yeah, so we got 2 dice purchased.
She bought a Myth Hunter, a cold gun, and Professor X once. So a cold gun, I believe we went through it before, does 3 damage and has a chance to blanch the character it affects, and can do it even on your opponent's turn. It sits in your field zone till you are ready to use it, which is very nice. I believe Phil just...
I complimented her on it before, but I just love that diva hoodie that she's wearing. It's just it is sorry, I'm just being a bit
all the Overwatch fans out there, that is fun. We just seen Attack with a sidekick, Block with a sidekick. They both did a bit at the amount. Lottie gets his first, so it's debatable Phil could, whether that's his benefit of Phil, but it means he will get more on his next roll. So they both have big rolls coming up. A lot of dice being rolled. Lottie's quite likely to hit the Orphan Jar again.
Yeah, I don't think there's none in there that I can see.
No, so there's one bad roll. She actually missed it.
She's missed it. There's no Morphin Jar in there.
Yeah. So it's possible it's just a Morphin Jar and his psychic in.
Actually, is that the... No, that's the cold gun. Yeah.
So the cold gun, to be simple, cold gun is one of these dual type cards. It is Bolt's Fist, I believe. Just going off memory. It's hard to see from here, so I am having to go off memory. But it means you have to have a bolt, one of each of the energies, and then another energy to purchase it, as it is 3 cost. So it's a bit harder to purchase than other dice of its cost. So well, hopefully it has a bit more of an effect. So we just did a sidekick fielded. Blue Eyes. Was it Blue Eyes and a Myth Hunter's used her?
I think so.
2, 3, 4, 5. She has seen if she can buy the Beholder off that, which she can. So she
can.
has.
Ding.
She got the energy of the Beholder. As you can see, that's a 7 cost tower bought on turn 3, which is huge.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that Beholder will be swinging through. Beholder only needs a couple of counters with it to swing through the game, so...
Whoops, I knew there was something I forgot.
the game counter. No, neither of them won a game yet. Honestly, unless Charlotte gets some bad rolls or Phil can control the board, it's possible these games to finish a lot quicker.
This one looks like it's going a lot quicker than previously.
If Beholder comes out...
There are also 2 players who know each other very well, so I can see this not going to... and there's a hit down onto Phil, I believe. Yeah. Phil, I believe?
He may be inside it when we were talking before, but he is on 19, so it's probably just a sighted got through. There's no mid-round level to deal with damage, so there's a lot of dice on Phil's side as well, so he'll have something at least.
Yeah, he's going to get something, and I believe there's 2 elves there.
Thieves, yeah.
There we go, right into play, so you can steal dice results. Not that Lottie has any right now.
But he would be able to, but it's still nice to have those 2 characters in there, and he's getting a lot of energy. So it's possible he may do for his Green Goliath, because especially if it involves in the max phase, Green Goliath cannot be imprisoned. Because I believe on the max phase has a 3 fielded cost, which is too high for imprisoned to get.
Much too high.
Yeah. There's Elf Thieves to potentially be in line as well. We've got a Blue Eyes label used. And... Yeah, that's fine. Sorry. So Blue Eyes label used, Myth Hunters, and then we are going into... That is into the Hulk. So that's 6 cost Hulk board. It doesn't come out before Lottie manages to win the game. That could be very, very hard for Lottie to get over. There's a huge character, can wipe Lottie's board very easily. Still leaves Phil with a couple of energy to use, which he is using now to buy another Elf Thief.
And Hulk may come and smash soon.
Yes. Hulk or Beholder, there's 2 Goliath cards facing up against each other. He's sending in the Elf Thief, he just wants to cycle that Elf Thief. If he left it out on Beholder attack, it would get imprisoned anyway, so that is the right move.
There we go, there's a 3 damage down there to Lottie.
Yeah. Lottie wanted to keep a sighted downfield, so sighteds become very big very quickly. Once the Beholder with a frontline action starts coming into play.
Also, True Master 6, in case you missed it, yes, you will get at least most of the list.
I imagine...
One right now is probably in a kind of butter zone of where we can't give it to you, but you saw it on the stream. So that's all I've got to say about
Hopefully you'll
that.
see every list on the stream anyway, so you'll get a good look at all of them.
Yeah.
Hold of all the character face.
I have a
there.
feeling that Ben was just being a bit jaunty there, but this is fine. Okay, so
Hold
we
of,
have...
hold of all the character face, so that is something Lottie wants. She wants a couple more psychics to go with this, however.
Yeah, she wants to get
Or
psychics.
the Morphin Jar possibly, because, like I say, that front line will be given every unblocked character.
Well, there's a Morphin Jar there, at least.
Every unblocked character will be gaining plus 3 attack, so that psychic will be 4 attack. The whole will be 8 to 10, I believe. So the Morphin Jar 5, 6. As a death, I can't remember the max face on the Morphin Jars. I think it's surprisingly big actually for being a 1+ character. It's like a 3/3 or 4/3 or something like that. So we have Rip Hunters in something in which.
Yep, there goes a Rip Hunter pay cost.
Yeah.
And
For
two
the Guy Gardner.
for Guy Gardner.
And then the other one I'm guessing is going to be used. Field on both of those. So that is a max level Morphin Jar, I believe. So that had a fielding cost. And all of Beholder's attacking, so. Well, Beholder's attacking, there we go. So
Which Guy Gardner is that? Is that the
that is, if you go down Blinded Mage.
Blinding Range Guy Gardner? Must be an alt-art variant.
Yes, there was an alt-art variant released in a Rainbow Draft recently.
Guy Gardner must attack each turn if able and gets 1+ attack for each other attacking dice.
Yes, so you're seeing the Beholder attack here, it's using each base action. So the first one it's using is using Magic Missile to deal 2 to Phil's face. And then we use Frontline, so all those characters gain plus 3 attack.
Magic
That may just be enough for game, it depends.
Magic Missile to the face.
You're seeing that'll be a lot of damage. That may just be game right there, as we see the speed of it.
Ooh.
He can polymorph. Polymorph has an interesting global, but it's
He's
thinking.
he's thinking about it.
polymorph. You pay a mask. You spin one of. It's going to be game either way, I think, by the looks of it, but we'll go over polymorph global anyway. You have to spin one of your characters down a level, however, which is why Phil didn't use it. You pay a mask, spin one of your characters down a level, spin another character up a level. So that was one game to Charlotte, taken very quickly, but the Beholder just romped out.
One game to Charlotte. Huh?
Yes.
Wow, that just...
Beholder can do that. It's one of the most aggressive lists we've seen. For our cards to slow down, like I said, you can just take it into the base action and they'll do a lot less damage suddenly.
Not even 9 minutes on the clock and I already got the first victory. This could go very quickly for us.
Like I said, this is the list, well, a similar list I lost to at the regionals. We got through all 3 games there. We took one each and then he got to the last one. It was who went first actually a big Finn and Beholder matchup, because if you can get your characters out quickly, it's interesting to see Phil go for the Sarvino. It's possible it was just the energies he had.
Maybe. There's 2 psychics there. She's paying one to Rip Huntering in.
Morphin Jar.
Another Muffin Jar.
So that's a very nice ball from Lottie first time. That's really good. But the Sarvino is interesting, because usually with Beholder you want to try and control them down, which the Elf Thief is very good at doing, and the Constantine we've seen before will literally just slow the Beholder down a turn. You just name Beholder as much as possible. So,
Also, don't forget that Phil has also gained a...
Sarvino. I think that was the choice of just the energy that came up. It was fists and bolts.
Yeah, so get something.
Yeah, get something definitely, but against this Beholder list, you want to be able to slow it down. We have Blue Eyes in. Wave the Psychic. And we can buy up to a 4 toss, so I believe he has another Psychic in his reserve pool.
Somewhere there. Come on.
There.
There's the sidekick. He's pushing it into the field zone.
Yeah,
there it
just might
goes.
as well feel it. And 2 for Beholder dice. So that is the less aberration that allows you to free use low balls. We can see the Blue Eyes Rip Hunters again this game, so. As I was saying against Beholder, it's a very interesting list of run against. You need to control it. There are definitely lists that can. I'd say with a slight tweak to mine, I'd be happy with runners again against it, and I think with favourable odds, but it is so fast you need that, like Constantine down, the Elf Thieves down to delay it.
Yeah.
Plus Lottie did that. I don't know if lucky is the right word, but she had good fortune there.
Yeah, she got a good roll there to get the Beholder. Oh, and here we go, in there.
Morphin Jar on a character face, I think.
Another character face, the Morphin Jar, and another sidekick. That's
another match character face, because again it's paying 1 to feel, and only 2 energy left is rather unfortunate. She could just Professor X here, she had 2, I believe she had 2 energy in the...
Yeah, get him back next turn also means there's less dice.
She's done a slightly different approach this time.
No, she's got a Guy Gardner, but that's still something.
Yeah, Diodana is still a threat, and the battle will be fresh next turn, so Diodana has a fair chance of being pulled out and swinging for potentially bid. So Phil needs to make sure he keeps characters out. We see Beholder dice coming out here. So this will get some good ramp for Phil if it comes up, which I don't believe it has.
No, I see some masks in there. I think there's no sidekicks, sadly. It's all resources.
No sidekicks, no Beholder. So he's going to need to keep that sidekick. Possibly not. Maybe he's not afraid of a Guy Gardner. But he just buys for Holt with remaining energy. That's kind of fair enough, actually. If you can buy a Holt that early,
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
Power to him.
It'll take a couple of turns for it to sidle through as bad, but once it comes out, Lottie will have a hard time keeping the field.
It's going to be painful.
We do see the Dardana, so that can swing for pretty bit already. That gains, if you need one of that, gains attack for each other attacking character with it.
Yes.
So if Lottie attacks with everything with it, I'll be +4 attack on Dardana's already impressive stats. That could be half of Phil's life gone immediately.
Yeah, that could be the swing that she needs.
Yeah. So this is a very different...
Oh!
It looks like Lottie this can work in 2 different ways. So it has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack on Dardana. Plus a 6 attack just from the Cypress in general. Plus the Dardana's have plus and more from Dardana. That's going to be a big hit.
That's going to be a big hit, and he's not got anything to defend against that.
Only an Elf Fever's coming up next. So we'll see how much damage that was exactly.
Oh!
Down to 3. That's 17 damage in a swing. It doesn't see Lottie's this one in these 2 ways. Have the Dardana aggro one way and have the Beholder the other. That's quite a nice variation.
That is interesting.
On the Beholder list.
Ouch.
Yeah. Normally on the Beholder list you see some way of getting a more sided interplay. There are globals like the Vindler, which we saw, which changed the side to any side. There is a White Tiger card, I believe, which pay... I can't remember which energy it is off the top of my head.
Okay, Black Widow's being fielded there.
So we're going to get some damage through of a Black Widow. There's no way of...
Rep Huntering, I believe, there, just there.
No, just 2 Summoners, and
that's true. Just me.
That's going to be a fair bit of damage through to Lottie because she has nothing to spin down. So
yeah, of course, so.
There's a buff up. Oh no, not a tap-in maybe. He wants a bit more defense. Well, on 3 life, I can't blame him.
Yes.
And then, like I said, usually with Beholder, you have some way of getting out more side hits to get those extra damage through, because Beholder just loves side hits.
This could be This could be
a very good game.
This could be it.
Yeah.
If she rolls 4 sidekicks, that's it. It's over.
Or Dardana and 3 sidekicks in this case, but...
Well, there's no Gargana, but there's no sidekicks
she may
either.
Just be happy to wait a turn. It's unlucky to have just a single fist twice on a Dardana. The single energy type on character faces is often the worst face people think, because you don't have a double energy, but you also don't get a character. So
yeah, it is.
Just buying a ton of Captain Cold's done. Captain Cold's Cold Gun, which is a very fun thing to say.
Captain Cold's Cold Gun.
Yes, Captain Cold's Cold Gun. It's like, why are we seeing a reset of a band? So Hulk could come back through.
It could be Hulk smash time.
Yeah. Whether he'd attack straight away or just leave it on the field, because you can activate it during your opponent's turn with that magic missile global, so you can wipe the field.
Well, there's double mask on the Elf Thief right there. Yeah. Rerolling that, trying to get character face, and he does.
Yep, so he's just trying to get some defense, because
Lottie
doesn't have the Beholder or the Imprison, so she may have a hard time getting through a wall. We have Rip Hunters in a... That was another Elf Thief dice, so another Elf Thief coming next turn. More defense for Phil. Probably what he's looking for right now. Wait until the Hulk comes out to start controlling Lottie's board.
Yeah, that's gonna be... she's not gonna love that.
Yeah. It's nice to see Hulk come back, so...
Okay, Captain Cold's Cold Gun is in there.
Yes.
She's rerolling that.
She just wants the energy at the moment, it seems. That's it.
An assortment there.
I believe that is just the energy phase. So the dual type characters, I believe, just have a blank energy on their bottom face often. So it's just one generic energy can be spent on anything, but doesn't have an energy type. So
she's wondering what she wants to do with that.
We've got a Bip Hunters.
Rip Hunters, yeah.
That's a 4 toss, but she's done a 2 toss with it. An Elf Thief, so trying to deny Phil some ramp if possible. And denying him his own globals to use on her turn, because if he starts having a magic missile, that's going to be very painful for her. So, point out, the turn player always has priority, so she'll be able to steal the energy before Phil has a chance to use it. So there's no chain in this game, like you may experience in other games. Each action happens, is resolved, any triggers happen. That is a character on hold there. So that is what Phil was looking for.
That is what he needs.
See if we can see. I think that was just 1 to field the hold, so that is possibly the lowest face, but he's looking to spin it up with a polymorph, potentially, so. So on point on his lowest, on the lower 2 faces, Hulk will do 3 damage instead of 2 every time he is pinged, so.
Yeah, this is it's not looking good for Lottie at this point. She's not in a good, strong ball position at this point.
She needs to get a Beholder or an Imprisoned or someone to wipe his board. At the moment...
Yeah. She's come so close to victory, so close.
That's a big swing, but...
Yeah, but paper cut, it could be the time that Phil needs to swing it round and take Charlotte down with Hulk.
Yes, so... See, he's got plenty of time to do it in. 30 minutes still remain on this mound, so he just needs to stay alive.
Time is on his side at this point.
Stay alive, try and definitely gain back, and just try and slow that Beholder down if he gets to a Dame 3, but that's still a ways away now. So
Spending an energy there.
He is doing the Polymorph Global. So that Holt was on lowest face, he's spinning to upper face. The Holt changes stats quite quickly, I think. So the Holt will be somewhere around a 7/7 now with a 2 field and cost, which makes it a lot harder to imprisoned. After this, he's going to want to try and get it up again on a future turn, get it out of imprisoned range, keep it there to be a blocker.
Yeah. This could swing badly.
Yeah. So he keeps it there as a blocker and keeps a Bolt in reserve. Beholder loses a lot. He just used Rip Hunters there, not to buy anything, just did it out of the way of the Elf Thief. Rip Hunters just say you pay a shield, and the next thing you buy goes to the. And he also attacks with a Sarvine to get some crit damage through, which is good thing. Sarvine starts cycling, continue down through. He has the wall he needs now, at least a bit more. But like I was saying, Rip Hunters you can use at any time. It just makes the first die you purchase go to your prep area. You can use it as many times as you want, and it just has no effect. So
2 character faces there on the Jar and the Thief.
Just while you got rid of a shield, so Lottie can't use the Rip Hunters for herself. But that is something to remember if you know an Elf is coming. Try and spend your energy or try and have enough that you don't care if they steal one. Is 2 options you can go for.
She's spending
Rip Hunters and into another Elf Thief. So she's teaming the Elf Thief, dominance up. She hasn't worried about attacking. We're going back to Pilstown. I believe I saw Sarvina in there before he started rolling. And the Beholder should be coming back through as well. So yeah, we have a Beholder and a Sarvina coming through. So Beholder, as we saw in Ben's game, will give him a load of ramp if he can get it out. Like a huge amount off those Rip Hunters and Blue Eyes globals. Just being able to use them for free is a huge deal. We do see a tower to face, I believe, on both of them. So
yeah, that is
a nice turn for Phil.
That is a very nice turn, and I can see this frontal force building up here.
Yes.
And
he used one on the Magic Missile global.
He's in a very strong position.
Yes.
Charlotte, close, no cigar, sadly.
He's attaching through with a he attached through everything. Apparently, he must have had 16.
Wow. That's to
be fair, like I said, the Hold was at least 7 attack, but the Holder could easily be 6 attack, and the rest of them just carried through. So that was a surprising swim, but a good swim by Phil, taking it into the 3rd game. Now we'll just see if he can delay Lottie's Beholder play on when it's going first enough so he can swim this one back. I mean, I am impressed with Phil's list. Like I said, Hulk's on a bit out of favour, but he plays it very well, and I think it's one of his favourite cards to play with. So,
Hulk.
Yes.
I actually can see why you'd want to enjoy playing Hulk that way. Yeah. And it's
fascinating. Off the dice.
Off the table. They only count if they're on the table.
I said it was huge. It was huge a bit ago, falling a bit out of favour.
Anyone watching on Facebook, we're going to be going live in a minute. Unfortunately, we've reached the maximum time for Facebook, so if you want to watch us again, click back on the channel, you'll soon find us.
That's a problem with Facebook, unfortunately. But
yeah, they do have a limit of time we can do. So if you're watching on Facebook, we'll see you in a few seconds after you switch over.
For those on Twitter who are still with us, we saw just an Elf Thief being Rip Hunted in this turn, and we're going straight into Phil's turn. Seeing what he gets, just straight reroll, sighted and some power to face it, and some energy. We'll see what he wants to do about that. It's hard to say. He made it for Sarvina since it worked well from them at damage through. I'd probably say he should go for the Elf Thief. Rip Hunter's in it then, yep. So he's doing the same play, delaying Lottie. That's good. And I believe we are welcoming back.
I'm about to welcome back those on Facebook. I'm going to be posting it, so I'll leave you with Johnny while I deal with all the...
We're sharing it again, so we've got all from Lottie just trying to defose energy, possibly trying to get a character to be able to use that Blue Eyes global. That is the downside, you have to have a character to use it. If you roll no characters, you can just get hit, but she's got the psychic. So, we're seeing what she can do with this. She's got 5 energy to play with, so it's a fair bit. Rip Hunters. 1 shield for Rip Hunters, yes, and then 2 energy, Elf Thief. This is quite a common play, it's one of the nice things about Rip Hunters. And we see a double Professor X as well to get those energy back for next turn. So next turn, in fact, Lottie will be rolling exactly what you see on the screen. She only has 4 dice to go back into a bag, so she'll be able to roll those dice straight up, which is the powerful number of Professor X. Sometimes you can just keep your bag completely empty and just keep rolling every dice you have every turn. It's such a powerful ability. So we've got Phil rolling energy on his Elf Thief, but taking him out just... Possibly we'll see a very similar turn. So... we have Blue Eyes global, so it is going to be a bit different. Blue Eyes, Rip Hunt. Was that Rip Hunters? Yep, Blue Eyes Rip Hunters into the Holt again. He's going for the Holt early then. He got the energy, so he'll have the Holt out very early.
Worked out from last time, I think.
Been able to control the board until he can swing. So he did. Yeah, after that, he'll just need to summon this poke through the damage he needs to lean Swin. So that Hulk can clear the board so easily. No matter how big your opponent's board gets, the Hulk just clears the board whenever you need it to. As long as you roll those bolts. It is a very steady card. He has been aided by Lottie's list, I will say. Having the Blue Eyes, having the Rip Hunters, having the mechanics needed to get out of the high cost towers quickly is definitely helping Phil fight back, and it's definitely what he needs to do.
Murray 828 asks, what is the full basic action Charlotte's using?
The foil one is the front line, so that's one that you one before that's the one which buffs all your unblocked characters by 3 attack. So that is there to be used with a beholder when you imprisoned all your opponent's stuff, and then you get through unblocked, does huge amount of damage. You can see it up on screen now.
Yeah, that's the normal art version. It is on alternate art as well.
That is the one up for grabs on the regionals. Lottie, I think, also top 8'd at the regionals we attended in the autumn. From what I remember, it's a while ago now, and it was a long day. So, but I believe she got into top 8. Well, she must have been off the front line. So it was a good day, and these regionals often are. I have found the community for Dice Masters, possibly because it's a bit smaller, is really, really nice. You don't get much toxicity at all. So every event I've been to has been a joy. Joy to attend. Yes. We see the Beholder was bought by Lottie, so this is a battle of the Goliaths, possibly. Though Hulk missed.
Oh, and Hulk has missed. That could cost him.
Yeah, that could be just the game winner there, because if the Beholder gets in, whereas 3-sided Lottie already has on board, I'd almost hope that Phil sees the danger and starts Magic Missile in at least one of those sidekicks down, because he has a bolt and a question mark. Those sidekicks will kill him if they just stay in the field. Possibly just by themselves, because those sidekicks become 4 attack when the Beholder swings through, so that is 12 attack if a Beholder rolls, which is just huge. But it doesn't look like he has, I don't know which, I believe he Rip Hunted with his question mark, so we'll see what he wants to try and keep up. But maybe he's just holding the Beholder as a mole. That may be his best option for winning. But I wouldn't say it's all in the dice roll. You got 75% of getting the dice you need still.
Yeah, there is that.
Here comes a double Magic Missile, so he is going for it.
Yeah, he's going for it, yeah.
Or at least one Magic Missile. And plus, if you really need the right roll, you do have the parallax, stuff like that to ensure your dice rolls. Sometimes games can be decided by the luck of the dice, but sometimes in card games you can be decided by a good or bad draw. So.
Yeah, I mean, where do you think toxicity comes from? Because you said that it's not really toxic. Where do you think it comes from?
High competitive games, high value games, like when tournaments have these huge prizes, and people are very incentivized to win. It's not a bad thing to want to win, but you need to keep it simple. And sometimes that can win just for people who are there for the glory and for the prizes rather than for the game itself. As
someone who plays X-Wing and Attack Wing, I feel X-Wing's got less toxicity, although there's still an element of shinies.
Yeah.
Attack Wing is bad because you can win prize ships, and they're unique. So,
oh wow, so that's that's a big prize.
I mean, the grand prize for 3 months was the Enterprise A. So
wow, so that is a big prize. And
it's not like they have bad cards in; they have really, really good cards that you can only get in those sets. It's like
that's another thing. Like you need promos like that. Things and based on strategy, quite possibly, deck builders have a very different strategy to most collectible games that you see. Like it's a very different method of thinking than things like. I play a few other games. I play Pokemon, I play Force of Will, so I have some understanding of other games.
The sleeves are rolling up. The game is on.
I believe that may... we got Beholder, so we got 12 damage. Beholder, if it's the lowest face, it may not kill. So it's possible she's just going for another sidekick, but if not, can we just get the Beholder card up and we'll see what the lowest value is? Just like I said, if it attacks through...
Beholder lesser aberration, right?
No, Master... Aberration, yes.
Yes.
It's the same. 4 attack, 5 attack, or 6 attack. So that's someone's lowest face. 4 attack, being boosted to 7 attack with the front line. 19, plus 2 attack from Magic Missile. Actually, I don't know if Lottie's seen it but I believe she should have a game here.
Really?
Because the Magic Missile will do 2 damage to Phil's face to start with. The Psychics do 12 damage, 4 each. And the Beholder will do...
I think she's realised. She's pushing the Assault. Front line...
Magic Missile to do 2
Magic
to his
Missile
face.
to 2 to his face.
And yeah, I believe that was... we'll see if I worked it out right, but...
That's not on the table!
We tried to definitely to keep it there, but that is 18 life for Phil. Nope.
Yeah,
there we go. That's enough. That is a win for
That's
Lottie.
Enough. That's a win for Lottie.
That is a 3-game game. I'm glad we got at least one of them in.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
The Explosive Power Beholder was definitely on play there, but we also saw the Explosive Power Hulk, which is nice. So these high cost characters do have a bit of effect on the board when you choose the right ones. And you do want high cost characters to be able to win you the game almost by themselves. Because it's such a big investment. You can see Lottie playing 3 cards just to get the Beholder out, basically. And with all of levels your opponent can use against you, so it is a big opportunity lost compared to being able to use the cards for other purposes.
And that we've still got 23 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
What do you say we bring them in here?
Yeah, we'll try and bring at least one of them in here. Do you want me to go out and get them, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
go out and grab Lottie.
Yes.
Shaking. How come she never used imprisoned? Isn't Beholder all or nothing? If this first time next turn. So this turn you may immediately use the basic action dice, but he's without burst once you had rolled. And there's I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Johnny about that one. How come she never used imprisoned? But yeah. Still, very impressive that she was able to essentially blast right through his initial... I mean, I thought that Phil had it there with the Hulk being in play, but the Hulk not being able to roll onto a character face was bad damaging.
Right, so we have a Lottie with us, so winner of the last game. I don't know how you want to position this.
Take a seat in the booth.
Yes, sit in the booth.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Roger.
Thank you very much.
Please hold.
Thank you for joining us, Lossie. That was impressive.
Yeah. Speaking out, all 3 games finished quickly.
Yeah, they did. I got lucky with some of the rolls, to be honest.
I was saying, good fortune, good luck.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do need that, but so the whole list does have a big opportunity cost because we saw how pretty filled up his Hulks are.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a scary thing. So if you roll that Hulk, how do you think the third game would have gone if it hit that Hulk on a high level?
I don't think I'd be sitting here as a winner.
Possibly not. It was still a really good game, but what made you choose the Beholder list? Because obviously it's seeing some popularity, but
I've been playing a lot of sidekicks and I wanted something different and I wanted to try and avoid the Bard if at all possible.
Bard is a big presence in the meta, as we've
yes.
seen. Even some Beholder lists on the Bard, so
Did bring a ring team with me, but
just in case. We
decided
actually have a lot of
against
ring
it.
teams today.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting.
I'm glad someone bought a Beholder team because everyone's bought so much stuff to fight the Beholder.
Yeah, we saw like Dan versus Ben, they both had
Yeah.
so that'll be fun once you
I'm
start
not
to
looking
face
forward to
them.
playing either of those.
That's going to be painful for you.
Yeah.
I liked the third and final match because it was kind of like a race to the end. Both of you had your ultra damaging cards out, and if Phil had rolled the Hulk in that previous round, it could have gone very differently.
Yeah.
Very impressive play, and it's probably some of the quickest games we've seen today. So very impressive, and yeah, I'm just gobsmacked. I mean, do you have anything to add today?
No, like I said, the Beholder is impressive. I'm actually curious about some of your choices for the list, because they're not standard for the Beholder list. Like the Diana is especially not standard.
Yeah, I just stuck it in there for extra attack, basically.
It's attack.
It can work as a secondary if
And you
things
start
go
making the second
terribly.
game and nearly got through. Back really low. That was a lot of sidekicks to have at once.
17 damage of
Yeah.
one Guy Gardner.
Which is insane. And the Captain Cold Gun as well is another slow option than you usually see on a lot of Beholder teams. But
Yeah, it's mainly there to pick off any dwarf wizards to blank my
unless
Beholder
Constantine's as well.
or Constantine's or Sarena's for that matter.
If needed.
Funny enough.
But yeah. Are you happy with the list then, as you're playing it, or would you make any changes coming out of regionals or come nationals?
I haven't thought of any changes yet.
Would you consider adding the Bard, as much as you dislike it?
Possibly, but I'm not sure what I'd take out, to be honest.
Gardner?
Yeah.
I think that's also a fun bit, actually, to be fair. Because I know it's a fast starting it out, and you pretty much always get punters it out, so
Yeah.
that's another good choice.
But if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. We'll get back to Lottie ASAP.
So hold Ultraman combo counters End of Days, Basic Action, and Common Loki, Lawfison. So what do you think when it ends at Common Loki? If we can get it up on screen, it's not a often used card. I believe, if I remember, it's pay a bolt to. Actually, no, it's a couple of Lokis it could be actually. Let's see which one we can point it to. Loki. That one.
This one?
Yeah, so this Loki, while active once per turn, you may pay a bolt to deal 1 damage to a counter die. That counter loses all abilities until the end of turn. So how would you face up against something like that if someone got it out?
I think Cold Gun would probably be one of the best things against it. I mean, it's got a high defense, so it's going to be more than one of them.
Yeah, but
Even
your Cold Gun blunt abilities, I believe?
Yes, it can.
So
yeah.
it would be able to get in fast on your turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a good reason to run Cold Gun if you're thinking of it. The End of Days, as we said, is very evil.
Yeah.
End of Days. The other ones. End of Days is the one which reduces it down to one attacker. Actually, that's the one I couldn't think of earlier. You also mentioned Refreshing Begins and Fireball, which is the weakest maybe, but.
Yeah, I played against someone using Fireball and it didn't go very well for me.
That was one of our test games for this. I helped a lot to prepare, and the Fireball did definitely slow you down, but that was the control bard list, which just does its thing still.
Yeah.
So yeah, are you happy with it? There's not really, I don't think there's really a pure bard list in the...
It doesn't seem to be, no. It seems to tend to avoid playing bard whenever possible.
I am kind of a big bard player, so...
Yeah. I have used it, but...
Age of Ultron is the set that it's in.
Set that's in, yeah. I did think maybe there's a card, but I didn't know there was a set.
There's another interesting note. There's a Loki which I believe stops you fielding the card as well.
Yes.
Which is another interesting...
I think it's another 5
Loki then, we'll see if we can get that one. Question Begins is the basic action which we see Dan and Ben running for this Beholder matchup. As you can probably tell, it would just wipe the board as soon as Beholder attacks. Beholder has to use all of it. Yes, there is the Loki, the Bear Gemkeeper from Avengers vs. X-Men, I believe?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, while fielded, your opponent cannot field that character, which is a very powerful effect. Again, 5 cost, so achievable with your against your list.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, you must be a bit scared of a Beholder coming out and just rip punches in it and...
Yeah.
So, it was a very nice list, and 2-1-0 should hold you in pretty good stead for the...
hoping top 4 at least.
Fitness cost.
Depends who I come up against. I made top 8
yes,
in Nottingham,
Nottingham Regionals was one we
and then I
went to
came up
before.
against Ben for the second time in the day.
Yes, Ben had a very good team there. Similar-ish to a team he's running here, but not without the Nova. He ran a
he was running Gobby
and Storm, I believe was the two fits. Well, as I said, I had a very slog-fest against him.
Yeah.
One game took for 50 minutes, which is my only game at winter time at a whole day. So,
how long are you playing Dice Masters for?
Ooh, it was definitely since AVX. It's been a couple of years now.
Battle Matches AVX is 2014?
I think so, yeah.
So, 3 years.
Yeah, it must be 3 years now,
yeah. As long as the game's been out, you've been playing, which is a lot longer than someone like me.
Yeah.
How do you think the game has changed since those early days? Because obviously we've seen some, like the Saurian and the Hulk, are both into those Esmond cards.
Yeah, they're still sort of powerful cards in the first set, but there have been evolutions. The meta's constantly changing, so it's not... I don't know, it's evolved sort of in a way.
So the Beholder's
with new cards and the Beholder's pretty new. I mean, it was Battle, but it's not really been used until after Civil War when
till really
Frontline and
even in Nottingham I was surprised to see it. It'd been talked about a bit before our regional in Nottingham, but I was still surprised to see it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the cards teams have looked back on and
realised, oh wait, that's huge. And we've got Joker up. Is that someone else?
Someone that's an idea.
Yeah, it's the
when
same.
When choose an opponent's character card, cancelling all previous choices, your opponent cannot field that character while the Joker
Another fun card. Another 5 cost, so... See, that is one of my problems with the Beholder is you bring so many globals to the field and so many things your opponent can use.
I haven't come up against Oracle yet, which is good.
I think at least one person's
That's
there. But I've seen some Beholder teams use Power Nats as well, just to try and fix their roles. Use something to get outside it, like a Bin or a White Tiger.
Yeah, I tried a White Tiger briefly.
Yeah,
got rid of it in the end because I've got enough ramp as it is.
Yeah.
Do you think, depending on so many cards, for purely their globals, kind of hampers the list a little bit, or...?
I possibly sort of got it on the boundary of too many cards that are there just for globals.
Yeah. I mean, cards have so many dice.
Yeah. I know in my first game I actually ended up buying Professor X because it went so badly.
That is a pretty rare thing to do. And we don't put Professor X up. You run Trainer, I believe, yes?
Yes, yeah. Which sidekick buffing one.
Yeah. So it's very rare to get out. I believe there's an I in front J in front of us still.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very rare to actually buy Professor X. Like I said. Like we both said.
God.
Get an E. Yeah, E. Trainer, it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a basic buff, but for 5 cost that's quite a weak ability, apart from its global. I mean, it was still so useful.
Of the 3, it seemed the most useful, I guess. I mean, at the time, having an extra +1/+1 for my sidekicks, considering that was a game with Dormammu out, so I couldn't use any of the actions for Beholder.
Yeah.
That was quite desperate, that one.
Dormammu is a nice card. Are there any cards that you think are underused at the moment? I
think one of the ones that tends to get overlooked is one of the other bards.
The one which protects your lower level
Protect your lower level characters.
I'll
I think
definitely
that can
agree.
be a very useful card. It's just
It is the Offender's Order of the Gauntlet, yes. While it's active, your other character dice of equal or low level to your highest level health or bard are not affected by opposing character abilities. It is a very nice effect.
if you get more than one out, it
Just blanks
stacks
stops
quite-
everything, stops
quite
draw
nicely,
wizards, stop
yeah.
other things. The trouble is, the other one's just so good.
yeah.
Basically, I think we have seen a couple of bards just in our more casual plays. We do ban.
Yeah,
lots
we've
of
banned
bards.
Bard in Norwich, so I used that one specifically
yeah.
so I could bring a Bard, but
Yeah.
not the banned one.
I will kind of say, banning the bard in that case, I wouldn't say it's just to do with its power, because we still have Lantern and we still have Beholder.
yeah.
It's more that it is so splashable.
Yeah,
Every
it goes
list,
in any deck.
yeah, any list which uses combat damage can run the bard to good effect,
Yeah.
because it is so splashable. Would you like to see it banned? Would you like to see it averted? Would you like to see a rotation maybe?
I'd like to see something that would counteract Bard. So, say in the Batman set, something that would reduce Bard's effectiveness.
Maybe
I'm not quite sure. what
someone
it'd
cancel
be.
and web tax ability would be nice
Yeah.
maybe.
Because the problem with having Bard be so prevalent, it means that it does limit your buildings.
Yeah.
somewhat. You have to consider that.
Yeah.
I think the problem with it's the problem with having a counteracting card as well. Everyone will have to run it.
To be fair, a when attacked canceller would counteract the three
It
big
counteracts
decks.
you, yeah. Counteracts
Beholder,
Sully.
Lantern Min is a when
Lantern,
attacked ability. You know, if it's something like, well, someone said Errata first, but Monster of Monsters, I've heard people say made it only apply to adventurers,
Yeah,
which is
that can work.
interesting, but
Yeah.
it's a big change for the card. That's not Errata, and that's feels like it's just changing the card, which. Like,
I
it's
wonder
not-
how effective it'd be if you just removed sidekicks from the
Maybe, yeah.
from the buff.
That's one less buff for everything, and
Yeah.
Cypress not getting buffed is quite a huge difference. So it'll be interesting to play around with it when you have custom events. But I think we'll either see a ban or a counter card or a rotation. There's been some sort of rotation. I've said before. Pro Dice have done their own rotation.
Yeah, which
Fine.
I think they've chosen the right point for that. Really,
They have chosen it just to eliminate the bar though. Let's
a
kind of.
little bit, but
They've eliminated
Keeping it
2/3 of the
even.
sets and
Yeah.
every single D&D card.
yeah, it's a shame they've got rid of a lot of the D&D cards,
Yeah.
but
But
banning
after it, a lot of people
selectively
think it's a
from
good thing.
sets is just going to start getting confusing.
Because then the next one, you have to ban the next big
Yeah.
thing that comes along, and the next big thing.
Yeah.
You set a precedent.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Different names do it in different ways. Yu-Gi-Oh has a ban list quite famously.
I think that if Dark Masters is approaching its maturity as a game, we could probably see something like a rotation schedule probably come in.
I can believe it, but I don't know. Like, it's nice to get rid of bards potentially. 2/3 of the set seems a huge amount.
Yeah, I mean, for overall rotation, like
Slower.
by WizKids, it may be just the first couple of sets.
Yeah, Avengers.
Maybe
was
just
there
get rid of AVX and
Justice
an
League.
Uncanny to get rid of
and
PXG.
get rid of Justice League as well, just around the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Which
That'd
would
be
quite
very
good if
Constantine.
Constantine still.
Are you listening, WizKids?
Yes. Do we have a time when the next round starts?
We have 10 minutes left of this round.
Okay,
Still
at
to go.
least we have
And then, of
some
course,
time.
we've got the
Oh, yeah.
overtime
But we
to go as well.
better. Well, after that we'll let Charlotte. We'll keep you for a bit longer if that's
Yeah,
okay.
fine.
So, top up coming up next. Of the deck list you've seen, who would you not mind facing the den?
To be honest, if my deck works how it should, I'm not that worried about most people except those that have bought specific counteractions.
You don't want to run into Dan or Ben.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed, you because it is going to top cut. Everyone is going into top cut. I don't know.
Yeah.
I assume Chris should have said this, but
Yeah.
unless we have found a solution by now. We have a question from our chat. Do you prefer official set rotation or a ban list personally?
I think set rotation is... It's just simpler than having a ban list.
So,
I mean, I understand there are
we
already a
have a
couple of
small ban
cards that
list.
are banned, yeah.
So
A
what
ban
do you-
list of just 1 or 2 cards isn't too bad,
Yeah.
but it can get very complex very
Yeah,
quickly.
I mean, the Yu-Gi-Oh one is horrendous. It's
Yeah.
tricky to keep track of
It also means that they can, in the future, they can kind of bring old cards back into
Yeah,
rotation
they've already
and stuff.
reprinted some action cards.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
I
they've
believe
got a
is
lot
the
of
name
reprinted actions.
Yes, which is nice, which we
And
haven't actually got over here
It's
yet,
getting
so-
harder and harder to get hold of the old sets as well, so it makes it easier for new players coming in.
Yeah, I never imagined doing the Sarvina. I've only come to this game in the last year, I think, about that now, so...
If you want a Gobby or a Sarina, you're paying a lot of money
Yeah,
for
and,
it.
and Elliot is possibly coming in soon, so...
Possibly.
That's good.
That's
Always
actually
use
just
more
a question.
people at that
For people starting around now, or people interested in the stream, which set would you recommend as a first set?
I'd say the D&D one, Fear Under Siege,
Yeah.
is a good start.
A lot of powerful things in there, a lot
Yeah.
of things that work together. So that's a good choice. Marvel set, which is your favourite starter?
I'd actually say Civil War. It's interesting.
So Civil War.
Yeah,
Civil War kind of gets
most sets have one or two good cards, but
Civil War's a few. We have a judge coming in.
Yes.
Well, that's fine. It's just me telling you we're now to the last sort of 10-ish minutes.
Yeah, we've got time about stuff, so we are. Good.
Yeah.
We'll let Lottie go at the end of the time, it's fine.
You've got 8 minutes.
Yes,
Thank you.
8.5 minutes, I believe.
Well, close
That's
enough.
it.
then you're down to 8.
Okay, we'll keep that to that, so we'll let you go when it comes up. So that's Marvel and D&D. DC is the last one. So you want to say
War of Light? Yeah, I think it's going to have to be War of Light.
War of Light is the best one to draft. And
yeah, it's definitely my favourite drafting set of all of them.
For reason why that works, it has a lot of insets, lots of affiliations and interplay with that. So all the lantern colours in there, a lot of things to do with lantern colours.
You
so
can do individual lantern
reason.
colours,
I mean,
or you could...
Yeah, our lantern draft, we all had good teams, I think, which is really rare.
I think I've drafted it twice. Both times I've gone with yellow lanterns.
So I did Indigo Green, I think, or something like that. So some bizarre thing. Got me to top 2.
And second time I got the rare lantern ring in my draft. It still ended up going yellow because of the way the cards fell.
Rare Lantern is still such a good card. And for a couple of other power cards you can get in that set.
Yeah.
But not many, it's mostly in set stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Garden's in a starter set.
Yeah, Garden's a starter. Bard's a starter.
I was saying, that's ridiculous that some of these power cards are starter set cards.
Yeah.
Oracle is a starter card as well.
That's a good thing for the
That's
game,
good,
really.
and then commons makes it a lot cheaper to get into the
Spend
game.
10 quid and get some of the best cards in the game.
Yeah. Well, it's not like Magic, especially, I know can be horrendously expensive to get a top tier deck. Pokemon, not so bad from personal experience, though Shaman's can be expensive. That's the only unfortunate thing. But apart from that, Dice Monsters is definitely the cheapest I've seen.
Yeah.
Already, how much do you pay for a top tier Magic Pokemon card?
Shaman's, I believe, are still about 40 quid.
Yeah, that's about how much I pay for an attacking price ship. So.
How much I pay for Sarina.
Although, if you want to shine your deck out, Secret Rare Ultra Ball in a newer set is going for 70 to 80 quid still. So, that is just if you want to shine things out. Ultra Balls are less than a quid usually, so. But it's nice to sell to people if they want to shine their deck out, because there's a lot of ways to do that, which is something Wizards is only just getting in on. Would you like just, Wizards have two types of prices, the Alt Arts and the fours we see now, and there's occasionally just completely new cards, which you've seen a lot in the OP kits. So which type of price do you prefer?
I prefer sort of the foils and I think the alternate arts are the favourite ones, yeah.
So rather than having a new card you can only get by... So we are behind a bit on our events.
We've not done many of the
DCs.
Working on it,
we know you weren't done, you're doing a good job.
I turned up for the last DC event, there was only one other person there.
That was I saw it in the past, but... No, that was unfortunate, because I really wanted it, because that was a Legion of Doom, and I want that set for it.
Yeah.
We'll be doing it again,
nice
it didn't fire, so we'll be doing it again.
But there's quite a few, there's a few promo cards like that, which are just really good. Unless you do the events, you just have to buy them. I'm kind of lucky that we haven't done the DC events up to now.
Yeah.
But,
I was quite lucky getting in early. I've got all of the Phoenix Force stuff from AVX.
That's pretty fun.
If you could design a card for the game, what would you have the ability be?
Ability and character.
Yeah.
It's a good
If you
question.
want to
All my
combat
favourite characters are in there at the moment. I mean, I think I'd have another Squirrel Girl card. Like a proper set, in a full set. I think it would be a sidekick buffing card, because that's...
Makes complete sense.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to rotate out Uncanny some point soon, we need something else to make sidekicks unblockable.
Yeah, right, because we use a Falcon, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is one of the weird cards we're not actually seeing today, but there's a Falcon which allows all your sidekicks to be unblockable, which we did actually see off David's list on Thursday, so we have seen this at least.
Yeah, it's the one I used in Nottingham as well.
It's to pretty good effect as you got top 8.
Yeah.
So that was a really fun day. What do you think of the feel of it? Because this is obviously a lot smaller, and Nottingham was nearly 32 players, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's slightly disappointing we've not got more people, but at the same time it's nice to have a small group.
Yeah.
We sort of keep on top of what's going on a lot easier.
Yeah.
Hopefully the next one will be much larger.
Yeah.
So
We're getting the name out there.
Getting the name out there. Hopefully more people can come. It's just, it must be getting to knowledge a bit, because we heard all the troubles
the
with
weather's not been great.
The weather's not been great at all.
But hopefully we get more central events too, in all Table 2. Because that was a good part of the day, just travelling as a group.
Yeah.
7 of us went
Yeah.
in 2 different cars, so there was a big Athena Games contingent went down. So almost as many people as playing today went down in that one day.
Phil's talking about going to I think it's Sheffield and or Manchester.
It's really getting into the travel, and that's nice to do. But I'm not happy with my qualification.
If I don't get into nationals today, I might have to.
Keep trying. That's a good thing. You keep trying to earn it, and especially since Ben Elise already has his qualification. Even if he wins, he's not in it. So second place could still potentially grab it. But yeah, okay. We've got a super rare set on my table. Which of those would you like to win at most if you could? If you could only choose one, which one would you want?
Having bought a booster box, I already have multiple man, so that was the one that would be my top pick. But other than that, I think Lady Deadpool's quite an interesting
Can we
one.
get up on screen? She has a very fun effect.
Yeah.
If we can.
Lady Deadpool?
Yes.
I don't know any pictures, but...
No, we may not have any pictures for you where to see it. It's the Earth 3010. So while she is active, and when you use an action die, you may pay a bolt. If you do, you may immediately use the ability of an action die a second time with the same number of bursts. So it just doubles up on every action die you use, which could be hilarious with
and
some of the
with
other
the
ones.
Beholder.
Yeah.
Good lord.
So I will point out the Beholder's ability would not trigger hers.
Would it not trigger
It's
it?
using an action die rather than
I thought it was using
an
action die as if it was rolled with Beholder.
I believe you'd actually have to use the action die.
Okay.
That's possibly a rule in
I mean,
listed.
take the weaker ruling if it's unsure.
Yeah,
So,
that is one of the things I will... Actually, that's a point. There was a ruling which came up on Facebook, which any of you in the Unlimited will be able to see, which was on the rare flying car, which if we get it up... I don't know if you saw the discussion. I was
I
involved
think
with
I
it
saw
for a
the
bit.
very start
This,
of it.
so a flying car flyby. So target character you control deals combat damage to the defender player as if not blocked. The debate was, does this only happen when it attacks, or does this happen when you use the dice? What is your opinion?
I mean, going by a literal reading of the card, I'd say the second one, so when you use the dice, but I'm not sure if that's the intent of the card.
That's kind of what was the debate, and we did find something saying combat damage is specifically damage done when attacking or blocking. So
okay, so yeah, that does lean towards
we are hoping for a rule on that.
when attacking.
That's my first submitted rule and request, so hopefully
I've not submitted any yet because everyone else seems to get there before me.
I can't really like to be that second one because that second one sounds really fun.
Yeah.
To get something to be like that, and I believe
X23.
yes, F23 when it attacks. When it attacks all dice in all players' areas, I believe it is the super rare one he's talking about. Super rare. That's the Blades of Age. That's the one used Deadpool set. When X23 attacks all dice in all players' prep areas, for each energy roll, X23 gets plus 2 attack. Deadpool was set a lot based around a lot of getting dice in the prep area.
Yeah.
Things like that, so that can be, and with Professor X as we've seen, you can get a huge amount of dice in there.
Yeah,
so you get,
that could be good.
Yeah. And each sidekick has a 5-6 chance of all energy, so that can get huge quite quickly. That is a card I'd like to see played at some point. So that is actually...
Gorilla God.
I'd vote when attacked, as it says, instead of 2 blockers.
Yeah. But that is technically just a minor test.
Yeah.
Anything about it is technically not a rule, and it's just a reminder text.
It can definitely go either way.
Yeah, so I'd like to hear a rule. We did agree, at the moment, because of a weaker ruling, it should be ruled as when it attacks, but I'd love to hear Wizkid's rule.
Until Wiz could say otherwise.
I imagine we'll say the same with him, but I'd like to say Navata, just my argument was, there are other characters with similar abilities. There's Hitmonkey from the same set, there is Two-Face, and there's one more I can't remember the name of. All of them say, when blocked, you may pay X to do damage as if unblocked. Flying Card doesn't. Flying Card can be used any time, so it seems weird to say it deals damage and then not have it deal damage, but like I said, I agree with the weaker rule.
Cyclops from AVX that does something like that as well.
There were 3 cards with Jill, and I don't remember 2 of them, unfortunately, but we'll have a look to see if we can find a Cyclops. Obelisk also does something similar. Maybe it's more than 2, I was only told of 2.
It's the rare one.
Yes. Yeah, so opponent said it's blockers. So yeah, that Cyclops does. Obelisk also apparently does something. I said it's amazing with Obelisk possibly. If you get the Obelisk up, actually we'll see which one he means. There's your opinion on this as well. Obelisk for Tormentor. Do you know Intimidator?
No.
So what was...
it's a nice card I like to use in the deck, the super rare one.
Yeah, so the common one, well the uncommon one is actually a more powerful version of effect. It deals damage to blockers and your opponent, which is pretty fun.
If it's blocked and not knocked out.
And Swarm Knight's new go. Blade Knight actually I believe does as well. So there's a lot of cards that do it actually. There's more than I realised. I was only told of 3 during the debate, but there are more than I realised. Actually no, it's not Blade Knight. I wonder which one it is. Is it Knight Gaia?
Yeah.
Gaia.
G-A...
Yeah, Gaia. I take deals half damage, so that's a weaker effect, but still a similar effect. So plenty for these good cards. Maybe we'll see more than played. Maybe we'll see a direct damage list where you just can't block it at all. That's interesting. Well, for now, none of these will trigger front line, just front line is only if actually unblocked. So that is Swarm rules we can go on top of. Anyway, we'd better send you back.
Yes.
We are just out of time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, and good luck in the top cuts, which should be coming up shortly. So we'll hopefully get our judge in here to say who's going to be playing there. So we'll probably try and follow the top man player through the top cuts so you can see how they do. In an all top cut, what we'll do is the top man player goes against the bottom man player.
As normal.
And then it's 2nd versus 7th, etc., etc. So we'll have whoever's top man player. I honestly don't know about this bunch. There's still 2 players we have not seen at all.
Yes.
Joseph and I'm trying to remember the other guy's name.
If we can catch them on stream, that'd be great. Then we can have all players have their moment, as it were.
Joseph and Matthew have not had on stream yet, so hopefully we can get one or both of them on stream at some point coming up.
We'll see if we can manage that.
Yes.
Maybe for the next round.
Yes.